will be focusing on one of the most prominent uh, concept from ageless wisdom or esoteric teachings is one should daily think about psychic energy. That is the most important, very important concept which have been like more light should be uh, put on this concept called psychic energy, because people speak different languages, and for anything to be like every individual, what if he decides to do something or be something or to think, the primary requirement for every form of life is psychic energy. So this is the most important concept, like in all books of Tarkam Saradarian, he emphasized so much on the real aspect of uh, psychic energy. So he discussed this concept in detail, like in a book called A Commentary on Psychic Energy is the book. So written by Tarkam, one of the fantastic books. Uh, and we have this book in Telugu also, titled Prana Shakti. So now all people, I think they have forgotten that concept of Prana Shakti. Okay, so today we'll talk or remind or remember something from this book, a commentary on psychic energy by Tarkam Seradarian, must be read and digested by each student of Tarkam, because this is one of the most important concept. Without energy, we can never achieve anything. So he writes about this book as, in the teaching told about heart energy and the fire of heart. This is the essence of psychic energy. Psychic energy uh, psychic energy puts our hearts in contact with the distant heart of the cosmos, and our heart is filled with the treasures of the cosmic heart. This is how a human being finds right direction. Unless our hearts are in contact with the electromagnetic field of the cosmic heart, we will be like wanderers in the desert and live in a way that is against our own supreme interest. Psychic energy manifests within us as currents of inspiration, fire of enthusiasm, will to do good, the urge to help and service, the urge to create, enlighten, and uplift, the urge to lead, to teach, and to serve, and the urge to think creatively and clearly. All things are possible if we understand a concept called psychic energy. This is one of the most important dimension of ageless teachings. Like everyone should spend time and read this book. Such a fantastic book. We'll come to know how much psychic energy we have, or what is psychic energy. There are nearly 30 chapters in this book, and at least we should read give a month to this topic to understand what real psychic energy is, because all people think that psychic energy means taking vitamins or doing exercise, that, but those are all not at all the things. Psychic energy is about the energy of your soul, the energy once you get fused, uh, the energy is supplied to you. That aspect is psychic energy. Psychic energy is a very beautiful concept. So I'll read the preface of this book also. Psychic energy is the laser beam of the human soul. In the future, the use of the laser beam and the psychic energy will go parallel and eventually will fuse. It is important that the new generation learn about psychic energy and eventually develop the science of psychic energy. All great ones, such as Buddha and Christ, used psychic energy to introduce into the life of the planet a fiery current of love, wisdom, beauty, joy, and spirit of striving and joy. Humanity owes them ages of labor of gratitude to pay them back for the light they brought to us. Once a person is charged with psychic energy, he steps on the path of the super mundane worlds. He no longer remains as an average gopher, but turns into a messenger of light, wisdom, beauty, and power. This book is written in the hope that it will create a new interest in this psychic energy, which was recognized in the past by highly advanced persons. Haivavata was one of those whose psychic energy held together the unity of the entire confederacy of American Indians for so many hundreds of years. All cultures in the world are the flowerings of psychic energy. So that is what is the introductory part. Now, this is such a big concept, like, psychic energy, what is psychic energy? Then, like, people are so, there are two aspects. If we are in the finite, will we have psychic energy, or once we aim at infinity, what is the source of psychic energy from infinity, or people who work in matter or in finite terms, what will their psychic energy levels will be? So unless and until people, like, strive to become infinity, there is no point of, like, people getting that psychic energy. Psychic energy, every individual or every life form, they can really get psychic energy if their attitude is towards, they strive towards infinity. Such an important concept, like, again, people will ask, what is infinity? What is finite? Infinite means your higher bodies, your higher worlds. If at all we always think about them, or we communicate with them, or we have contact with them, how much psychic energy will we have? Or if we are stuck in finitum, like in matter, we are trapped, then how we lose psychic energies? All these aspects are discussed in this book. The second chapter is infinity, and the third part is thinking, how fiery thinking makes your psychic energy increase, and low level separatistic attitudes of thinking, how it decreases our psychic energy, and what are the spatial vortexes, like, in meditation or any service you do, or you are thinking or communicating with the nature, how there are so many beautiful vortexes in the space, which gives you a lot of psychic energy. All these are technical aspects of psychic energy. Every student should learn about them. Then what are these three powers? Then how psychic energy is really proportional to inspiration. Like, you inspire yourself, you inspire others, you feel more psychic energy. Or like, you are more depressed, you are feeling more alone, you don't connect with people. What is your energy levels? This is one more unfoldment of this concept of psychic energy. And the most important concept in this book is co-measurement. So how we need to think in a 360 degrees angle holistically, and take a decision, or without hurting any life form, how that is, it will cultivate your psychic energy. And what is psychic energy is, relation with the term called co-measurement, because this word is being used in Tarkam's book more frequently. Co-measurement. Think of this word co-measurement. And the next thing is conscience. Like, we go against what our inner voice or inner feeling says, then what will be the psychic energy? Or you go with the direction of your conscience, you feel what is happening, then how it will increase your psychic energy. These are the beautiful things each student should read in this from this book. And next concept will be like light, color, sound, and motion. So what is light? How it is related with psychic energy? Colors, do they give you more energetic colors, or colors which really make you less energetic? And think about sound, like, more music gives psychic energy, or noise depriving of your psychic energy. And some movements, like, you walk properly, you conserve energy, you move your body in a very unstructured way, you lose energies. All these things, aspects of different layers and levels of psychic energy. So what I could say is, this psychic energy concept is a very in-depth concept and very fundamental concept. And you want to do something good onto this planet, or you want to live a fulfilled life, then the bottom line or the foundation aspect is, we should know how to get the psychic energy into our words or our thinking or our actions or our group life. The most fundamental thing is, what is psychic energy? This is what every student should literally think every day, should contemplate on that concept called, what is psychic energy? What is psychic energy? It is not like an automaton, like somebody will pay you psychic energy, or someone will give you psychic energy so that you can live entire life. No, you should really know the science behind that. And the next concept is prayer. Okay. Again, you have a beautiful book called Prayer. Okay. That prayer or meditation or creative visualizations or creative imaginations, how they increase your psychic energy. That is one more layer. Then what will be sapping your psychic energies is one more most important concept discussed in this book, that is egotism. What is egotism? How they sap your psychic energies? What are all the characteristics or attitudes we hide in ourselves, so that all these egoistic attitudes or characteristics, they sap our psychic energy? One should know clearly. Okay. Next is explosions. What all things happening in the nature or inside or space, guardians of doors, gifts, healing, how healing can happen if you have psychic energy. And there is a concept called Om. Uh, then the revealer, combinations. So groups, how groups impact your, you go into some groups, they make you feel more energetic. You go to some other groups, you feel so weak. Why? What is the content in a particular group? How much psychic energy is there? All these things one should, like, really be interested in to read this book. So it's such a fantastic book and the most fundamental book. Okay. The ways to use psychic energy. Okay. If people, like every disciple or every aspirant, they use psychic energy, these are the 9 steps through which you can increase your psychic energy, serve others, and become attuned with the spatial fire. If at all you can understand, how to really get psychic energy, and daily we can do some spiritual work. These are the 9 steps. The first step is, by clear thinking, you can really get psychic energy. Again, this is this huge concept. Like, again, what is clear thinking? You should entirely read the entire thought, clear thinking, and all mind level stuff to really balance your psychic energy. So the ways to use psychic energy, the first step is every aspirant, every student should know the clear thinking. It's not conflict thinking or separatist thinking or what, not all other thinkings. Only one thing will give you psychic energy is like, clear. So think about this, how much of daily life we are going into the phase of that clear thinking, that much of psychic energy that particular individual will be having. And second thing, in sacrificial service, you get psychic energy, not by like, sitting and blah blahing about everything that you know. No, no, no. Psychic energy is directly proportional to how much sacrificial service you have rendered in a particular lifetime. That amount of psychic energy you will be having. And I see no one like, they hate the word sacrificial service. They come to all these teachings on a self-centered mode. What will I get? Huh? I'm not getting anything. I came to your classes for 10 years. I'm not getting anything. Still have doubts. And such people, you see in their life, this lack of psychic energy. You do service to the world, not for a claim or for a certificate or not for something else. You see people who do real render service, their life will be full of psychic energy. And there are so many examples I have to give, go on speak, like, study the autobiography of Mother Teresa or biography of Mother Teresa or autobiography Yogi, or all dynamos, whoever, or Mahatma Gandhi ji, whoever renders service, you can see some psychic energy in their life. Uh, Without psychic energy, I don't expect that Gandhiji would be able to walk so distance. He used to walk always long distances. How was it possible? Like, think. And we, like, people always thinking about talking to stupid things, wasting our psychic energy, because it is like we never do any kind of sacrificial service in our lives. Sacrificial service is directly proportional to psychic energy. And people say, I don't have energy to read a book. How can you have energy to read a book? Because your life is so self-centered, ego-centered. Egocentric life will never give you energy to function properly. And I have so many students, they argue about, like, they will be full of suffering. Still they argue. I really don't know where they get energy from. The amount of energy you waste on your self-destruction, if you give it a direction, then your life will be blooming. Think of this term, psychic energy will be there who can clearly think. Psychic energy is there for aspirants and for students who do the sacrificial service. They will have psychic energy. And the third thing, people who put some daily time period, or they fill their life with creative efforts, they will be having psychic energy. Not people who are gossiping. And psychic energy will be there for people in forgiving actions. And I see wherever yesterday people argue, they are full of grudges and revenges, then there will be lack of psychic energy. People who live in the present will have psychic energy. And the psychic energy in releasing people from their fears and anxieties. People who are already embodiments of fears and anxieties, they will never have psychic energy. If you become free of fears and anxieties, your emotional body or your mental body or if your physical body or etheric body will have that psychic energy. Remember that basic fundamental point. Now, you ask a question, why I don't have energy, means because you are full of fears and anxieties. Now, how can I have psychic energy, means in the absence of fears and anxieties, remove, leave them. Now, next point, in making efforts to achieve. And people are so numb. because you don't want to leave that numbness, you don't have psychic energy. Next, in expanding your consciousness, if your consciousness expands, you will have psychic energy, not otherwise. Next, in using your words constructively and in right motive. See, that one sentence, we can put entire teaching into this one sentence. In using your words constructively and in right motive, you will have psychic energy. By using words destructively and with a wrong motive, there will be no psychic energy. It is as simple as that. Next, in keeping your heart full of the fire of compassion. These 9 points, if at all we can really practice and study this book called A Commentary on Psychic Energy, then you can see so much of energy flowing in your life. Now, this is the book. And we got this book into Telugu on the title Pranashakti, and all people said that it's a nice book, but still everybody calls and asks, no, sir, I don't have energy to do things. So I always say, reread this book 7 times. This book should be read 7 times. Like, every level of our inner bodies, for every level, you should read this book for 1 time. 7 times for 7 bodies. Then and only then we can really digest. Even I have to read this book 5 more times or 50 more times, because this is such a condensed book. And this is what entire life is all about. Psychic energy, psychic energy. If at all we can do those 9 things, then we'll have psychic energy. Then next concept will be like, how groups are formed, how group energy is impacted, because even groups should do the 9 things. A group should be formed for creative endeavors, not for egocentric endeavors. Then there will be no psychic energy there. And a group, if with all individuals who can understand the psychic energy, then the group constitution will make such a difference, because every individual will be full of the psychic energy. A group which is full of psychic energy will be empty of glamours, illusions, or fightings. And that is what we are envisioning for. Like, we have a vision. Let us start a group so that the group will be full of psychic energy. Only psychic energy can heal people, can enlighten people, and give a clarity to everybody, because only with a prerequisite called psychic energy. This is such an in-depth concept. In every book, Tarkam has written about psychic energy, and we have spoken about this energy things from a different perspective, from scientific backgrounds or political backgrounds, educational background, artistic background, in a religious point of view, science point of view, from law of economy, all these things fall into the category of psychic energy. And I request all you people to read this book thoroughly, seriously, at least a chapter every day or a paragraph, so that this book will save our lives or save this planet. Because what is lacking in this world is, and we'll use that psychic energy to solve all the issues happening throughout the world. So that is what I wanted to discuss today. And he wrote about the psychic energy in various books. Tarkam, he wrote about psychic energy in Education as Transformation. He wrote about psychic energy in Higher Psychism. He wrote everywhere. He wrote about the psychic energies in Psychism. So, and especially he wrote the complete science in this book called Psychic Energy. So spend some time reading this time, because people are so free. So these are the fundamentals, because Then on these foundations, on these fundamentals, we build what is zodiac energies or meditation energies or creative visualization energies. But the fundamental thing, spend some time in your life thinking what is really energy, what is physical energy, what is emotional energy, what is the etheric aspect of it, what is mental energy, and what is spiritual energy. All these energies put together, how much we are having, how much are we rendering it to the service for the upliftment of other life forms, and how much we are getting back in critical crisis times. Yes, it makes you more aware, it makes you more future oriented. uh, that is the most important aspect. And the one more important aspect of this book is, if at all we have psychic energy, what gifts we'll have from psychic energy is such a beautiful concept discussed by Torkham in this book. Everyone should read that book. There are plenty of gifts, plenty of gifts. If at all we have psychic energy, you know how to tap psychic energy, then there are n number of gifts. If at all you want, I'll read some gifts. If at all you know how to uh, tap psychic energy, it is mentioned again and again in the teaching that psychic energy increases when a person comes in contact with the hierarchy. Some people have this contact in their heart. They know that hierarchy exists. Others have experience of sensing some of the personal of the hierarchy. Others are in contact with the hierarchy through their dedicated labor to humanity. The hierarchy is a condensed sphere of the highest kind of psychic energy. And the closer we are to the hierarchy, the more psychic energy is transmitted to us. Our charge of psychic energy increases every time we make a contact. Psychic energy is one energy, but it has many gifts. Sometimes a person has more than one gift, and if an advanced initiate, he has almost all the gifts of psychic energy. What are the gifts? To name a few, they are health, happiness, vitality, peace, serenity, calmness, detachment, discrimination, concentration, meditation, contemplation, synthesis, healing power, enlightening power, unifying power, protecting power, clairaudience, clairvoyance, insight, intuition, ability to detach from the physical body, ability to detach from emotional and mental bodies, ability to travel to distant places on earth, solemnity, sense of responsibility, fearlessness, courage, striving, joy, bliss, patience, ability to travel in the solar system, ability to travel distant stars and galaxies, all lovingness, all sacrificingness, all gratefulness, ability to write, ability to compose music, ability to organize, ability to communicate with devas and angels. See, there are so many gifts. If only the bottom line is, if you can really know how to tap the psychic energy of yourself, then you'll have so many gifts. That is what this book is all about. So contemplate on this word called psychic energy, meditate, concentrate, focus, and study books which will teach you how to gain and psychic energy. That is what the real Swajaya will be. So this is one of such a great gem of a book that every student of who is really interested to uplift their lives, you should read such kind of books. See, that is what he wrote nearly 150 diamonds, and each diamond will give you one beautiful aspect of your inner life. And every time we come to discuss, I'll not at all have a problem because he wrote so many books, so many. Every time I feel so afresh because, okay, now I have another concept to speak. Every time we'll have a new concept to speak because Tarkam Seradarian himself is a big university. He has written books where every individual can read those books for entire lifetime. uh, Entire lifetime we can read these books, reread them again, assimilate. Then that is how I can see like people can really evolve or grow because uh, it's not a one time reading. Like, we have been discussing this concept. I really don't know how many students have really are remember these things or they are using in their practical life is what matters. Psychic energy is today's concept. uh, think about this psychic energy for entire day and see how your life will be changing. Psychic energy is such a grounding concept. Every time you'll have a new point of view, new perspective. Such a fundamental book, such an lifelong orientation we should have always. Every time at least you should sit and think about, if you are going in right direction, the psychic energy in us should increase. There is something lack in psychic energy, then there is a serious introspection or self inquiry should be done because if you are going in the wrong direction, the first thing what we feel is like, exhaustion. We can't have that enthusiasm or lack of enthusiasm will definitely indicate that there is something going wrong in getting short circuited in our inner life. So, and such a big pandemic, in the time of big pandemic, I don't have any other concept than this precious concept to talk about or to discuss. This is the one of the topmost precious topic every student should sit and think about. Not think about your bank balances or houses or your stupid things happening in life. Always people call, they talk all trash. Nobody calls and asks her how to get psychic energy. You call and waste other people's psychic energy in the mobile phones. That is why your lives are like that. A mobile conversation should increase your psychic energy. Otherwise, don't call. A group life should increase your psychic energy. That then it is the right group. Don't ask very intelligent, semi-intelligent questions and torture others. Meditation should increase your psychic energy. Your food habits should increase your psychic energy. Your relationship should increase your psychic energy. Your financial life should increase your psychic energy. Your financial life cannot sap your psychic energies because you are always thinking about how to save your money. And every act of your, every moment of your life, think about a small thing. Is it increasing my psychic energy or it is decreasing my psychic energy? If it is decreasing your psychic energy, it is not proper, it is not natural. That's it. It is as simple as that. Either you are becoming infinite or you are getting stuck in the finite. If you are going towards infinity, you will have psychic energy. If you are stuck in the finite, don't think of psychic energy because you will not get psychic energy. If you are aiming at infinity, you are traveling or your journey is towards infinity, then you will have psychic energy. And the spiritual journey, inner journey is going towards infinity. That is what I'm saying. That is what is written in that book. So hope you like this concept. Read this a commentary on psychic energy by Torquam Saradarian. That is what I want to convey today, and in Swajaya Yoga. And if possible, we'll see that we will get the Prana Shakti books also. Read this book, Psychic Energy, for today. That is what I want to convey. Okay, you have any questions or